John Deere just got exposed for stealing $4 billion annually from farmers. John Deere is draining farmers of billions of income. And guess what? It's not just their problem. It impacts you too, even if you've never set foot on a farm. Here's the deal. It's officially a thing. Authorization denied. Repair shops charge half of what a big company like Apple would, but still, some repairs feel ridiculously overpriced. Imagine dropping nearly a full paycheck just to replace handlebars, or getting a new battery only to have something else break. Why is fixing our stuff such a nightmare? In farming, timing is everything. Plant too early and the crop could suffer. Plant too late and it's the same story. And then there's Mother Nature, always unpredictable. The last thing you want is a tractor failing to work, and the repair? Far from cheap. Turns out, servicing and repairs are a goldmine for John Deere, bringing in 5 times more profit than selling new equipment. Their profits have soared 61% recently, and their CEO's salary has jumped by a jaw-dropping 160%. So even with something as simple as fixing a sensor bar, something farmers could do while sleeping, they need the right software for that. And that's the trick. Without the software, you can't diagnose the issue or replace the part. It's all part of a strategy called parts pairing, originally popularized by Apple. Apple also made repairs a nightmare. They glue phone batteries in place, use custom screws to keep you out, and basically force you to go through them for fixes. And they're not alone. Companies across industries are following suit. Fixing anything, from your phone to your kitchen appliances, video game consoles, cars, or even motorcycles, is getting pricier. Have you ever wondered why McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken? Attribute that to Taylor Company, the company behind McDonald's ice cream machines. They rake in 25% of their profits from repairs and lock their software so only their techs can fix the machines, leaving stores waiting weeks just to get one back up and running. For 3 generations, many farmers have been fixing their own equipment. But now, John Deere isn't just making it harder. They're claiming farmers don't actually own their tractors. The greatest threat to owning something is protected by something called Digital Rights Management, or DRM, and it's on pretty much everything digital: software, music, movies, books, and video games. And if you figure out a way to bypass DRM, you'd technically be breaking the law, thanks to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA. John Deere is taking the same twisted logic and applying it to farmers trying to fix their own equipment. Here's their statement. When farmers buy a tractor, they're not actually buying the software that runs it, they're just licensing it. So let's break it down. Farmers are spending $300,000 to $1 million on tractors, but they're being told that they don't really own them. Is that fair? But here's the kicker. If this logic applies to tractors because they run on software, what does that mean for all the smart devices we use every day? Turns out, car companies are already on it. General Motors told the Copyright Office that the software in your car is licensed, not sold, which means GM technically owns your car for its entire lifespan. Bad news if you like taking your car to the local repair shop. Back in the day, an oil change was as simple as stepping on the gas pedal a few times. Now, you need specialized and ridiculously expensive software. When independent repair shops can't complete that final 20% of a repair due to lack of access to necessary information, they're forced to tell their customers, "I gotta send you to a dealer because we don't have the information." This lack of access costs independent shops an estimated $3 billion annually and threatens the survival of local businesses. Think about the friendly neighborhood mechanic who's been fixing cars for years. If these restrictions continue, they could be forced out of business. The impact of repair monopolies extend far beyond financial strain. They can put people's health and safety at risk. For individuals who rely on electric wheelchairs, delays in repairs often leave them stranded, sometimes for months or even a year. Hospitals face similar challenges when critical equipment breaks, as manufacturers often refuse to provide parts or tech support to third-party technicians, leaving vital devices out of service for weeks. Farmers experience an additional layer of stress in an already high-pressure occupation. Farming has the highest suicide rate of any profession in the US, and repair monopolies exacerbate this by leaving farmers helpless when their equipment breaks during crucial times. One farmer stated, "Equipment breaking down and not being able to fix it? You can't do anything. That's a whole new level of stress." So how can we fight back against these repair monopolies? There are 3 key solutions. The first is enforcing existing antitrust laws. Farmers have filed class action lawsuits against John Deere, arguing that its repair monopoly violates the Sherman Antitrust Act. The Department of Justice supports these claims, and the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, has been investigating John Deere since 2021. The FTC has already acted against other repair monopolies, including Harley-Davidson, Weber, and Westinghouse, ensuring they can no longer void warranties if consumers use local repair shops or perform DIY repairs. In a light of victory, the FTC also helped unlock McDonald's ice cream machines, allowing third-party repair of McFlurry machines through exemptions to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or DMCA. Updating copyright laws is the second solution. The proposed Freedom to Repair Act would amend the DMCA to allow individuals and third-party repair shops to bypass software locks for repair purposes. This change would make it easier to fix everything from tractors to smartphones without relying on manufacturers. The third and most impactful solution is passing right to repair laws. These laws would require companies to make products that are easier to repair and to sell parts, tools, and manuals directly to consumers and independent repair shops. Right to repair laws are currently under consideration in 30 state houses across the US. You know what else you should consider? Subscribing to this channel for such amazing news updates. The right to repair movement is gaining traction as more people realize this is about more than just fixing devices. It's about competition and ownership. Repairing products could save consumers substantial amounts of money, like replacing a phone's charging port for just $15 instead of buying a new device. Despite these promising solutions, the battle is far from over. On one side, you have farmers, independent repair shops, disability right advocates, DIY fixers, and zero-waste activists all pushing for change. On the other side of the right to repair movement stands a group of companies collectively worth over $10 trillion. With their vast resources and extensive lobbying efforts, these corporations have turned the fight against right to repair into a bitter struggle. The issue of repair accessibility raised a fundamental question. Why should some people have access to repair information while others do not? Over the years, several federal right to repair bills for cars have been introduced in Congress, but fierce lobbying by automakers ensured that none passed. Automakers consistently argued that there was no problem requiring a legislative fix. Until 2012, when Massachusetts passed the nation's first right to repair law for cars. This landmark legislation was met with excitement and optimism. This same desire for control extends to other industries like agriculture. John Deere, for example, has spent millions lobbying against right to repair bills. The company's precision agricultural equipment collects data on farming activities, such as what crops are being planted and where, and uploads it to the cloud. For companies like John Deere, access to this data represents a significant competitive advantage and another incentive to resist laws that would allow farmers to access and repair their own equipment. What do you think should be done to protect farmers from John Deere's absurdity?